Iroquois come like foxes through the woods. They attack like lions. They take flight like birds. They would pass before Quebec in broad noonday, and no one could pursue them nor recover the prisoners.
Once the Huron are destroyed, the Iroquois take aim at the Hurons' former allies. For 15 years, the French colony is under siege. Pierre Boucher, now a merchant and governor of Trois-Rivières, describes the atmosphere.
They can set up an ambush anywhere. A small bush can conceal 6 or 7 of these barbarians. We are always in fear that some unfortunate man not be able to work in safety if he wanders off the least distance. A woman lives in constant fear that her husband, who has gone off to work in the morning, will be killed or captured, and that she will never see him again.
Raids, deaths, the taking of prisoners, all meant to win mastery over their French rivals. And with no support from France, the merchants and settlers are on their own.
For a year, the warehouse in Montreal has not bought a single beaver skin from the savages. At Trois-Rivières, the little revenue that has accrued has been used to fortify the place, the enemy being expected there. In the Quebec warehouse, there is nothing but poverty.
Marie de l'Incarnation fears that the French experiment in North America is over.
There are not enough forces in all the country to resist them. If France fails us, then we must shortly either leave or die. If the enemy continues in his conquests and victories, there will be nothing for the French to do here.
In desperation, the settlers send Pierre Boucher to France to plead their case. Young Louis XIV has just become king. He decides not to give up New France without a fight.
The Iroquois are the perpetual and irreconcilable enemies of the colony. As an appropriate remedy, I have resolved to wage war against them in their own lands to exterminate them completely.
In the early summer of 1665, the people of Quebec see a glorious sight. The arrival of 1,200 French soldiers, crack troops to defend against the Iroquois attacks. Their prayers have been answered. The Jesuit superior, François de Mercier, has been here for 30 years, but this is the best summer yet.
On the 17th and 19th of June, there arrive at Quebec 2 ships with 4 companies of the Carignan-Salière regiment. On the 30th, there appeared in the distance 2 sails, which filled us with joy. It is impossible to express the satisfaction of all people.
The king does more than send soldiers. Since the beginning, the French settlement on the St. Lawrence has been a privately run trading operation. Now, Louis XIV makes it a royal colony of France under his direct control. He sends out some of his best men to administer the new colony and make it grow. Marie de l'Incarnation believes the colony has been saved.
The ships have all arrived, bringing us the rest of the army, along with the most eminent persons whom the king has sent to the aid of the country. They feared they would all perish in the storms they braved on their voyage. We are helping them to understand that this is a holy war, where the only things that matter are the glory of God and the salvation of souls.
Soon after the soldiers arrive, their commander, the Marquis de Salière, is ordered to build defense works along the Richelieu River, the main Iroquois invasion route. The mission begins badly.
I was ordered to set out with 7 companies to build a fort at the mouth of Lake Champlain, without a carpenter, nor any other skilled workmen, and with very few tools. I arrived there with 350 men, many of whom were sick with the stomach flu caused by the heavy rains and cold, and who were also ill-clothed, barefoot, and had no pots to cook their salt pork or to make soup.
But by the time winter sets in, the soldiers have managed to build 3 rudimentary forts. Now they are given a new assignment. The new governor is Daniel de Remy de Courcelles, 39 years old, an impulsive and reckless aristocrat. This is his first winter in Canada, and he decides that January is the ideal moment to launch a campaign against the Iroquois. The Marquis de Salière is dismayed, but obeys his orders.
I saw all things ill-disposed. The soldiers having no snowshoes, very few axes, a single blanket, and having only one pair of moccasins and stockings. When I saw all this, I said to the captains that it would require one of God's miracles for any good to come of this. Some of them replied that Monsieur le Gouverneur did as he pleased and took advice from no one.
For a month, 500 soldiers and 200 Canadian volunteers struggle through the forest, searching for the Iroquois. Captain Tapis de Montet records the grim results.
During this expedition, which we undertook in January, we lost 400 men who dropped dead from the cold. We had set out on foot to take an enemy village by surprise, but we failed because our guides died of cold along the way.
Only 100 soldiers survive. When they finally stumble on the little outpost of Schenectady, it is the English settlers there who save their lives. The regiment has not fought a single battle nor killed a single Iroquois. The governor's invasion is a disaster.